What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing them the bacon. MLB DFS video for Sunday, May 5th. We are back. If you've never been here before, you're in for a treat. We're going to go through everything. We're going to look at all of the games on the slate except for the Sunday Night Baseball game. We're going to look at the pitchers. We're going to look at the batters. If this video is all you need to help you become a better DFS player, that's awesome. If you need a little bit more help, in the description of this video is the link to today's article, which is right here. So we've taken the plays that we like, we've put each position, put about 5 plays at each position. On top of that, we have FTB Plus, which has the cheat sheet, which has projections, simulations, Vegas, it has everything. So we look at this. If you need a little bit more help, you can sign up. We have a couple of promos going on. So in the description is the link to DFS Hero. So we have partnered up with DFS Hero because they are a great huge, I love their lineup optimizer. So you can sign up in the description with our link. If you sign up and you do the free trial and you go ahead with a month, you pay for the month, we are going to give you a free month of FTA Plus. You just got to email me to tell me what your username was, or email or whatever is on there, and we'll get you set up. If you go ahead and get a year from them, we are going to give you a free year of FTA Plus too. So looking at that, we've got a ton to cover. If you are new to the channel, we have giveaways every day. First one, like the video, be a subscriber, and leave a comment. You will be eligible in the comment picker. If we get at least 50 likes on the video, you have a chance to win a free week of FTA Plus. If this video gets at least 100 likes, you have a chance for a free month. 150 likes, a chance for a $200 free year. 200 or more likes, which we haven't gotten yet, someone will win a $500 lifetime pass. So if you like the video, hit the like button. We did have 107 likes yesterday, so we are going to choose the winner of the free month right now. And you can win every single day. So come back every single day. That includes all sports that we currently do. MLB, NASCAR today. If you have not checked out that, check that out. PGA every weekend that it's there. NFL once it's back. MMA, we did pretty well yesterday. I'm trying to tweak some things. We might bring MMA back next weekend. We'll definitely see. I don't know if I'll do a video because I will murder 99% of the names, and I don't want to do that to you. But we'll still have content, and we're thinking about shelving NBA with only 1 to 2 games a night. It gets a little I don't know. We'll figure it out. But anyway, we're gonna see who the winner of yesterday was. So this person will win a free month, and we will see right now. And it could be a winner we've had in the past. Extract Sniper, hell yeah, good call on Casey yesterday too. He just won, I want to say less than 5 days ago. So you can win every single day. So you just got to leave a comment. Second way to do it, leave a comment, be a subscriber, like this video, obviously, but tell me who you think's going to hit a home run and what inning they're going to hit it in. You get both of those correct. Email me a screenshot of that to dfshelp1@gmail.com, and we will get you set up for a free week. So again, if you see this, email me and just let me know your username. I cannot remember off the top of my head your username on the website, and we will get you that free month on top of whatever you won last week. Could have been a month, could have been a week. So you can just pile them on up until you get a free lifetime pass. So congratulations yet again. We are going to dig in to everything right now. So just looking at all the games, obviously Vegas isn't always going to be correct, but we've got the MLB odds here. Diamondbacks having the best implied runs team total here against Matt Waldron here at Chase Field, so that's definitely something to look at. Next up is the Guardians versus Griffin Canning. The Guardians just haven't been hitting as well. Josh Naylor did not play yesterday, and I think his brother might have gotten hurt. We'll dig into that when we get there. So that's one to look at. The Reds against Dean Kramer, 4.9. It was a low-scoring game yesterday. Wasn't what we expected. So a lot of 9s, 9.5s. That's kind of what you wanted to look at. If you want to go through here, open, over, under, current, and you can filter through there. Ballpark rankings, same thing. Shows the weather. It shows the players. It shows the rank of games played and stuff like that. You can go check that out under the ballpark rankings as well. So right off the bat, Rockies at the Pirates. Oh, I forgot to mention, during this video, we are running our simulation models. So we are going to give you, at the end of the video, the top 20 bats after 10,000 simulations. We will update them about an hour before first pitch at noon. We will update to 20,000 simulations, and that'll be put on the website. So depending on when you watch this video, the simulations can have changed a little bit. That's just another tool we give you. In the Discord, you can find the link in the description of this video. We go over core plays for the slates. We go over stacks that we like as well. So any questions you have, get those in there. Had a huge subscriber. We showed either yesterday or the day before, won 20,000. And they went ahead and tipped us, which is awesome. It's not needed. It's not expected, but it is greatly appreciated. If you guys have used our advice and won, and you want to just tip us as well, I've got PayPal, Venmo, and CashApp. We can figure out how to do it. If you would like, you can email me, dfshelp1@gmail.com, and we can get you the correct information. Not expected, but it is awesome. If you just want to help the channel out, just liking the video and leaving a comment helps the algorithm immensely as well. So the first game, Rockies at the Pirates, I really don't want anything to do with Ryan Feltner. I can see a little bit of the Pirates bats. I can see a little bit of Bailey Falter because Colorado's not that good. I don't know if I'll have much exposure to this game at all. If we were to look at bats here, O'Neal Cruz, Rowdy Tellez, Andrew McCutchen, Brian Reynolds, Ke'Bryan Hayes, like these are the ones I would look at. It's literally like Ryan McMahon for Colorado, and that's it. I don't anyone else can go off. I completely understand that, but I don't think I want to pay my own money for really any of these other guys. Unless you think, Colorado's going to be a sneaky stack like yesterday. The Marlins put up a lot of runs. It depends on what you guys, how many stacks you make. If you want to go contrarian, if you don't want to go contrarian, obviously those are your choices. The Marlins, it was Athletics. Athletics put up 20. The Marlins put up 4. So when we look at this, at the moment, unless when the simulations run and they show me that X, Y, and Z from the Pirates or the Rockies are a good choice, I'm probably just leaning towards the Pirates here a little bit, and I think Bailey Falter for tournaments only because of how bad Feltner or how bad the Colorado actually is. If we do come into here, Bailey Falter is 6,000, so he is cheap. 4.22 ERA, not the best against Oakland, but had a really good game against Milwaukee. Milwaukee is hands above Colorado offensively. For 6,000, he allows you to do a lot. So I do not mind him. Feltner at 6,800, 5.13 ERA. He had a good game against Tampa Bay, but even against Miami, pitched 8 innings there, 3 earned runs, 14.4. San Diego, nothing. I guess you could go Feltner, but his price, I just don't like his $6,800 price tag. So I'd rather just focus on Bailey Falter, and I would look at the Pirates as the bats if I'm even going in that direction. And again, right now, I don't see myself building a Pirates stack or any of the players yet. Blue Jays at the Nationals. You got Alek Manoah versus Mackenzie Gore. Weather is a factor yet again in this game. Manoah, we know famously a couple years ago, opening day, All-Star, dominant Cy Young votes he just got absolutely crushed last year. Then he went to rookie ball and got murdered there. He's coming back because who got hurt? Someone got hurt, and he's getting the call. He has a good matchup against Washington, but which Alek Manoah are we going to get? Full disclosure, I did pick him up in my season-long league just because while my offense is absolutely stacked, my pitching is suspect. So I picked him up. I'm going to see what he's going to do. I will have some exposure to him. What surprises me is he's not minimum price. He actually is coming off a really good. So overall, his AAA numbers are not great. Gave up 19 runs across 19.2 innings, 28 to 11 K to walk percentage. But he did look dominant. He just struck out 12 batters in his last start. So tournament-wise, let's see if Alek Manoah has it. Cash-wise, I'm not looking at him. weather is a concern, and what Washington, like if he's struggling, if he's not locating the strike zone, they could take advantage of it, and then everything will blow up. That's kind of what we look at. Mackenzie Gore, on the other hand, 26 plate appearances against Toronto, 182 batting average. I will have Mackenzie Gore in tournaments. If you're not going with either pitcher, the bats that make sense. Obviously, the bats against Mackenzie Gore should be Vlad, should be Danny Jansen against a lefty pitcher. Davis Schneider has got outfield and infield eligibility. Justin Turner usually feasts on lefty bats. Bo Bichette has looked not himself. And that kind of leaves a George Springer at the top. Even cheaper would be IKF if you're looking that direction. I'll have a little bit of exposure to Manoah just to see what he's got. I think he'll be under-owned here. I do wish his price were down just a little bit, though. Tigers at the Yankees, Tariq Skubal versus Nestor Cortez. We know that Skubal's been amazing this year. Career-wise, 42 plate appearance, 316. I looked into the numbers. Not huge numbers. Not a lot of these players have seen Skubal. Overall, it's basically about a start and a half worth of at-bats. So you look at that, and we see the Yankees have taken the first two. They waited to score runs until the bottom of the ninth inning on Friday. They put up 5 early and held on to the lead on Saturday. Judge got his first ejection out of nowhere because the ump has to make it an ump show. I would lean towards Skubal for tournaments because he's got great stuff. The Yankees do strike out, but I will have exposure to the Yankees bats as well. I'll have exposure to Nestor Cortez. I think Cortez is a tournament-only option, whereas I think Skubal could be tournament or cash. The bats that I would look at would be Aaron Judge against Skubal. I would look at Stanton, who's looking a little bit better. Juan Soto is looking there. Anthony Volpe maybe a little bit. Rizzo's been on fire. Lefty-righty matchup, I really don't care. So I'll have exposure to both sides, but I'm leaning more towards the Yankees as a stack that I'll look at. And Nestor Cortez, I do not mind him as well. It depends on which Cortez we're actually going to get. He's 8,600. He's got a 3.86 ERA. Not a good start against Baltimore. Had a really good start against Tampa Bay. Pretty good start against Oakland. And a really good start against Miami. So, again, if Nestor, and just like Clark Schmidt, Nestor usually can cruise through the first 2 times through the order. And then once that third time through the order starts, that's when he gets roughed up. He's gone, at least 6 innings in every single start. Or no, first two games were 5, and then Cleveland was 4. But other than that, he's been pretty good, consistent. His pitchers are right around 90 to 100. That's kind of what you're looking at. But he is a tournament-only pick. It just depends. I mean, I suggested Riley Green yesterday, and I think he hit a home run on the first pitch or the first couple of pitches. So he is there. If Javi Baez is in this lineup, that's almost a guaranteed 4Ks a game. You could look at that. Detroit still has some hitters that can hit lefties. But I'm personally, and again, I will admit when I'm wrong. I will let you guys know if I'm wrong. This is just my thought process. Like, you can call me an idiot. You can call me whatever you want. This is how I build. This is how I look around. So I am looking at Nestor Cortez for tournaments. I'm looking at Skubal for tournaments or cash. There's a couple of bats that I don't mind for Detroit, but other than that, Nestor Cortez is probably a tournament-only pick for me. Matt Vierling did have, I believe, a triple yesterday. That was against Clark Schmidt. I would look at him. I would look at Carson Kelly if he's in there, or Jake Rogers, depending on the catcher for the day. Again, I forgot to mention, this is Sunday, so if you've never played MLB DFS on Sunday, this is normally the day that catchers rest. So you could find some value in some of these catchers if the backup catcher actually starts on Sunday, which it's a weird, I don't know why, maybe they just think they should, but it's a thing. You can check that out. Other bats, I wouldn't use Perez or Baez. Maybe a little bit of Winfield Perez because he's cheap. Torkelson normally against a lefty you like. Parker Meadows might be another one I look at. Yankees bats, it's Stanton, Judge, Soto. Trevino actually has been hitting well lately. I'm guessing he's catching today. That would be one. Oswaldo Cabrera is a switch hitter. So that's another one you could look at. John Birdie might actually play. He's back from the IL, and he's a lefty on righty. Before he got hurt, and when he was with Miami, he usually got on base. So that'd be a cheaper option if you're looking to build a Yankee stack. Angels at the Guardians. You got Griffin Canning versus Carlos Carrasco. Canning, 40 plate appearances, 400 batting average. You got Carrasco, 43 plate appearances, 220. So not much going on from him. That's definitely what we can see and look at. Let's dig into the numbers a little bit, though. So Canning's down here. Second lowest price pitcher, 7.45 ERA, 21 strikeouts. That's low. I would look at Cleveland. I wouldn't look at Griffin Canning here. Depending on, let's see. Yeah, so he should play here against a lefty. I could have swore someone got hurt. So what I would look at would be like the Angels bats. It just depends. Like Carrasco as well. So you've got Griffin Canning is down there. So is Carrasco. Almost a 7 ERA. I'm not focused on either of these pitchers. I would look at the bats in this game. Obviously lean a little bit more towards Cleveland because the Angels really don't have a ton. It's Taylor Ward, Logan O'Hoppe. You could look at Joe Adell. Willie Calhoun would be a cheap lefty bat off the... Well, he might start. It just depends. Luis Rengifo did sit yesterday. He's got an illness. If he is in there, I love him. I don't know if he'll be starting. Cleveland bats here against Griffin Canning. Bo Naylor, Josh Naylor, Jose Ramirez, Will Brennan. I don't mind. Tyler Freeman would be a very cheap option for center field if he's in there. You could look at Steven Kwan or Andres Jimenez. They just haven't looked as appealing lately. So that's kind of where I am on the thought process there. So I will not have either pitcher. I will have some. I'll have mostly Cleveland, but there are a couple of the bats that we went over for the Angels that you could look at. Mets at the Rays, Severino versus Ryan Pepio. Sevy. Talked about Sevy every single time he's pitched. I said when his stuff is on, he's one of the top pitchers in the game. If he can stay healthy, coming off a fantastic start. Had a no-hitter going. Went 8 innings against the Cubs. They did end up losing that game because Edwin Diaz played the trumpets a little too much and gave up 2 runs there, but had a great start. I mean, overall, he's had really good starts, minus against San Francisco. Went 6 innings there, 5 Ks. So you're looking at basically probably right around floor 5 Ks and above. He's got a great matchup. Tampa Bay has not looked good overall in his career, which is funny because Sevy has been with the Yankees for X amount of years who play Tampa Bay, and this Tampa Bay roster is made up of people that Sevy's really not pitched to. 14 plate appearances is not enough. I actually figured it would be way more than that. So that's what I would look at. I would look at Sevy. I absolutely love Sevy. You save a little bit of money here. He's 8,200, 231 ERA. If you don't want to go up to these prices. And then you got Pepio. He's looked good too. 3.12 ERA. He's gone almost 6 innings in every single game. He's got a great matchup here against the Mets. Has not faced them this year. He's pitched at home. Has been worse at home in 4 games. 477. So if you think that trend continues and you're looking at just the bats, you could look at some of the bats. The Mets bats would be Brandon Nimmo that I'd look at. DJ Stewart. Lindor would be one. You know, Pete Alonso's still expensive for considering he's not dominated like we're used to. Pete Alonso only has, because he's a psycho, he quietly has 8 home runs, but he's batting .214. It's been a minute since he's hit one. It's been over a week since he's hit one. So really just depends on what you feel comfortable with, but I'd rather take Sevy. You could throw Pepio in there because you never know, but he has been worse at home. So if I'm picking one of these, I'm looking at Severino for sure. We've got Bryce Miller versus the Astros. Miller, 44 plate appearance, 146. Love me, Bryce Miller. The Astros are not as scary as people remember them to be. Hunter Brown comes in. He's got a 3.48 ERA or batting average against him, but he comes in with an ERA It's a let's see, dude, probably down here. Hunter Brown comes in with a 9.78 ERA. And it's not like he's skipping starts. It's not like he's pitching an inning or so. He's getting demolished when he goes out there. He has not had one, I mean, I guess against the Yankees, he didn't give up earned runs. He had 15.4, but other than that, he's gotten dominated. It's wild. It's crazy. I don't know what's going on. He is getting a lot of pitches. He's just getting in strikeouts, but he's giving up earned runs. Just kind of looking at that, might lean towards a little bit of a Seattle stack. Cal Raleigh, big dumper on Sunday. I don't know if he's going to be in. J-Rod, if he's in. Ty France, Mitch Garver, probably the DH completely. I like him more against lefties, but we could take him. Mitch Haniger, again, same thing, lefties. The couple of sneaky picks, I think, today, Luis Urias or Josh Rojas, I think, are cheaper, sneakier options in this lineup. If you think Bryce Miller's not going to have a good game, Jordan, Kyle Tucker obviously makes sense. Jose Altuve would make sense. Joey Loperfido is a cheap option that we talked about yesterday. Yainer Diaz would be another one. I'm probably leaning more towards the Mariners just because of how bad Hunter Brown actually has been. Rangers at the Royals, you got John Gray versus Daniel Lynch the fourth. I don't know why he decided to go by the fourth, but good for you. Gray, 54 plate appearances, 245 batting average. Daniel Lynch, 5 plate appearances, 200. So I wouldn't go Daniel Lynch. He is very cheap. I would be looking here at the Rangers bats. I'd be at Dolis Garcia against the lefty. Marcus Semien against the lefty. Jonah Heim is a switch hitter against the lefty. Corey Seager, lefty on lefty, does not matter out of him. Langford, I believe, probably is out of this game. He left with a leg injury. He's probably not going to play today. A cheap catching option, if Jonah Heim isn't in there, would be Andrew Kisner against a lefty, but that is a tournament-only option. And then, so we look at this. We've got Daniel Lynch down here at 5,300. Has not pitched this year. Got called up. So he is filling in for Alec Marsh. Yeah, I mean, Lynch has gotten lit up in AAA. A 5.86 ERA, 22 Ks to 9 walks. Not looking good. And this will be a 3-day rest pitch as well. So that is another thing that maybe if you didn't know and you didn't dig in, you wouldn't know. So yeah, I am all in on looking at Texas bats. Kansas City bats have been pretty good too. So if you think John Gray's not going to hold up to what his career has been against them, Bobby Witt Jr. stealing bases seems like every day. Vinny Pasquantino, Salvador Perez, Michael Garcia. Those are ones I'd look at. Michael Massey would be a cheaper option. You could even maybe dig down a little bit and go to Nelson Velasquez if you want to go down that rabbit hole a little bit lower. So I'm probably not going to have either of these pitchers. I will focus on the bats. I will mainly stack Texas, but I'll have a couple of the Kansas City bats as well. Red Sox at the Twins. You got Cooper Criswell versus Joe Ryan. Joe Ryan is a stud. We know that. He's the highest priced pitcher. Or no, he's not. He's the third highest priced pitcher. 3.64 ERA. Had a good start against the White Sox and not a good start against the White Sox. Gave up 2 earned runs there. Only 3 Ks. That was weird. He only had 3 Ks. Got his pitch count up there. Only 1 walk too, so just ineffective there. Has not faced Boston this year, but a 3.64 ERA, splits-wise, pitching at home, 3 games at home, 3 on the road. He has been worse at home. You could use that, I guess. I mean, he is expensive, 9,800, and doesn't have the best track record here, if you want to think about it that way. Boston, Minnesota. Bats, if you don't think Joe Ryan's going to have a good game, Rafael Devers, Tyler O'Neill, Jarren Duran, I would look at. Maybe a little Connor Wong. Just depends. Rafaela, you could look at as well. Twins bats, again, they're without Byron Buxton, per usual. If you don't think Cooper Criswell is going to do well, Alex Kirilloff, Trevor Larnach, I don't mind. Carlos Santana is a switch hitter. You could look at Edward Julian. You could look at Austin Martin. Could be a sneaky one. Willie Castro might be a off-the-wall pick that not a lot of people will be on for Minnesota. I don't know if I'll have either of these pitchers, though. And I honestly don't know if I'll have any of those bats, to be completely honest. Then we got the White Sox at the Cardinals. It's Garrett Crochet versus to be announced, which is wild. Day of. Cardinals don't have. Let's see if they think it's going to be anyone. They think it's going to be Matthew Liberatore. Yeah, it is. I don't know why it's not popped up, because that was posted yesterday. Last night. Liberatore, splits-wise, was a starter. Was it last year, the year before? Then he got lit up. They moved him to the bullpen this year. Has not looked good overall. I mean, again, is he stretched out? He's pitched 3 innings, 1 game, which is okay. Gave up 2 earned runs. The other ones, the strikeouts have been low. At 8,100 for someone who's been in the bullpen, I don't think I trust that enough. Again, though, it is the White Sox. They are a bad team. I just feel like they could put up some runs. I'm not going to use the White Sox. Liberatore at 8,100, I feel a little bit more comfortable than Gore. But yeah, I just don't know how long he's going to go in this game. Crochet got a 6 ERA. Start off well. First 2 games were very good. So had some mid games here. And then he's given up some earned runs. Over his last 3 starts, he's given up 14 earned runs. Striking out 16. But yeah, it's not what you want there. You could look at Cardinals bats here for sure against him. Arenado had I believe a 3-run home run yesterday. I don't mind him against lefties. Paul Goldschmidt against lefties. Brendan Donovan. Wilson Contreras. Love Wilson Contreras. I don't know if he's going to start because it is Sunday. So if he doesn't start, or if he is DHing, that's great. If not, Ivan Herrera is not a bad option either. Just kind of looking. I mean, really, the White Sox, if I'm taking anyone, which I don't know if I am, it'd be a low-owned stack for sure. Tommy Pham against a lefty. Eloy Jimenez, I don't mind. Paul DeYoung against his former team, I don't mind. Andrew Vaughn. Depending on what Liberatore we actually get here, the White Sox could be a sneaky, very underowned, very low-price stack for you on a Sunday. So I don't mind them. Tournament only, obviously. I would not do anything more than that. Brewers at the Cubs, Freddie Peralta versus Javier Assad. I love Peralta, 79 plate appearances, 129. As long as the weather holds up in this game, I do not mind Freddie Peralta. I don't think I'm going to go with Assad. I would rather go with Willy Adames, Rhys Hoskins, William Contreras, Oliver Dunn. Those would be the bats that I'd look at. So I do love Peralta. I'm going to probably just skip Assad. He might have a great game. I don't know if I'll have any exposure to him at all. And then I will take some of the Brewers bats. Marlins at the Athletics, Sixto Sanchez versus Joe Boyle. The Marlins traded Luis Horizon, who had one of the best debuts for any batter. I think he went 4 for 6 or 5 for 6 yesterday. And then we saw Oakland put up a ton of runs. Sixto Sanchez I believe he did not look good. Let's see. Okay, so that's the main slate done. We're done with the main slate. There are some weather concerns. Washington, the Yankees, Cleveland. So again, just like yesterday, could be weather concerns around. So be very careful. So we have Sixto Sanchez here, 8.36 ERA, 4 innings his last start against Colorado, 5 earned runs. Atlanta, 2.2 innings, 3 earned runs. Has not looked good. Honestly, Oakland, I think they could put up some runs again today. Joe Boyle, on the other hand, 6 ERA. Good start against Pittsburgh. I think I take him against Miami because they are bad. He's 6,700 on this little 4-game afternoon slate. I do not mind him at all. But I would be looking at Oakland bat, which is wild to say. But they've been putting up some runs this year. They've had games where they haven't, and then they have games that they have. Athletics, I would be looking at Brent Rooker. I'd be looking at Langoliers, Tyler Nevin, Esteury Ruiz, JJ Bleday. They put up a ton. We had one of our subscribers, we were talking in the Discord yesterday. They were up 1,300 until Bleday and Langoliers or someone put up 40 fantasy points in 1 inning. They just had a really lopsided, let's see, 10 runs in the 3rd inning. Wild. So, again, Miami's bad. Oakland's bad, but Miami's worse, which is wild to say. So, look and wait for the A's lineup to come out, but I do not mind just a full send it Oakland stack. Now, a lot of people might want to chase the points from yesterday. Again, that's not what we're doing here. Miami's just a very, very bad team. Sixto Sanchez has not been ideal pitcher lately for them. So that's kind of what my thought process there. Orioles at the Reds. You got Dean Kramer versus Nick Lodolo. Always hate to take a pitcher in this ballpark because it is Great American Ballpark. Dean, only 19 plate appearances, 625. Lodolo, 16 plate appearances, 200 batting average. I don't know if I'll have exposure here. Lodolo is the highest priced pitcher. 1.8 ERA, which is great, coming off a fantastic start against San Diego. Baltimore's a good team, though. Pitching at home, 2-2 on the road and away, or at home, 3.18 at home. Baltimore's a good team, though. That's the problem. I don't know if I'll play this slate at all. But Lodolo, 9,800 against a really good team. Tournaments, I'll have him. Cash, I cannot trust him. That's just too rich for my blood. Dean Kramer, on the other hand, 4.19 ERA, it's up there. An okay start against the Yankees. Really good start against LA. Couple of bad starts here. And a good start against Pittsburgh. Tournaments, I'm okay with too. 7,700 is not a bad price, but this ballpark scares me with the way the weather's blowing. I think there could be some home runs here. So I'm probably avoiding it pitching-wise. But if you're looking at bats, Jordan Westburg against the lefty, Ryan O'Hearn, Ryan Mountcastle, Adley Rutschman. I love them. Jorge Mateo might even get the start. Could be a sneaky, cheaper option today. Gunnar Henderson obviously makes sense. He's the best hitter on the team. But, again, lefty on lefty. If you think Dean Kramer's going to get lit up, Ellie De La Cruz, Spencer Steer, Will Benson, those all make sense. Tyler Stevenson against a lefty, I usually like, but I'll take him against a righty here if he starts. Those are probably the bats that I'd look at in this game, though. Padres at the Diamondbacks, Matt Waldron versus Ryan Nelson. Nelson for tournaments, I will look okay with. Waldron, just the way Vegas thinks this is going to go, it looks like it might be Arizona bats. And I tend to agree with them. Vegas isn't normally wrong. I'll put it that way. So we look at this, Ketel Marte, Jock Peterson, those two probably the core of an Arizona stack if you're looking at. Corbin Carroll last year would have been my pick. He's just not looked great. Last night did he do anything yesterday? 1 for 4. He just looked bad. Padres put up 13. They won 13-1. So, I don't know. Maybe I don't want to pay up his price until they show me anything. So the bats I would look at would be Arizona, Marte, Peterson, Walker, Blaze Alexander. I would look at Lourdes Gurriel Jr. Even go down to maybe Jake McCarthy if he's in there. Just depends. If you think Ryan Nelson's not going to have a good game and you think the Padres are going to repeat putting up double digits, Tatis, Machado, Cronenworth, Profar, Jackson Merrill would be the ones. Luis Ariz obviously makes a lot of sense since he's arrived here with one game. It looked good. So that's where I would look at. I'm probably not going to take either pitcher, especially on like a small slate like this. You got to get a little creative. I don't think I'll take either pitcher. You could throw Ryan Nelson for tournaments, but I'm probably not. Then the final game is the Braves versus the Dodgers. Max Fried versus James Paxton. Power lefties. Let's see who does anything here. Fried, 156 plate appearances. Actually had success against them, but he has looked bad this year. He's still second highest priced pitcher. 4 ERA, coming off 2 really good starts against Seattle and Miami, but now he's got to face the Dodgers. Pitching on the road's got a little bit better ERA. I guess in tournaments you could throw him in there because everyone's going to be on the Dodgers, which makes sense. I'm probably not on Max Fried. I would look at Mookie Betts against Fried. I would look at Max Muncy. I would look at Shohei. Teoscar Hernandez against the lefty is always a good road path to go down. I don't mind those. James Paxton comes in, 3.51 ERA. Really hasn't done anything in the last 3 games. First 2 starts were good. Last 3 games, you're paying up for way too much. And he's going up against Atlanta. Has had success. I mean, he's only faced 9 of them, so not a ton. So I would look at bats in both of this one. Another Dodgers bat would be Andy Pages against lefty if he's in there. Ozuna against Paxton. Acuna. Acuna just hasn't hit a ton of home runs, but he's still putting up fantasy points. Austin Riley, Travis d'Arnaud is a great option. Backup catcher that dominates lefties. Should start today. Adam Duvall would be another one against a lefty here. Maybe a little bit Ozzie Albies as well. But yeah, the Dodgers, Ohtani, Hernandez, or Teoscar Hernandez. Kike Hernandez, if he's in there, would be a cheap option. Mookie Betts, Will Smith against a lefty. Max Muncy, lefty on lefty. If Will Smith is out, Austin Barnes against a lefty. Not a bad choice. Freeman, lefty righty really doesn't matter. Doubles machine out of that dude. Another one maybe Andy Pages, like I said. James Outman maybe. I mean, basically this entire starting lineup could do damage here against the opposing pitcher. So I'm probably not going to have either of these pitchers. I would rather look at the bats in this one. And then the final game is the Sunday Night Baseball game. That is a single game only, so we're not going to cover it on this channel today at least. So that's what I've got for pitchers and batters. Top 20 bats, and these are the top 20 bats, and we'll give you some stacks as well. And I didn't even look at this, but it makes a lot of sense. So after 10,000 simulations, Ronald Acuna Jr., number 1. Number 2 is Marcell Ozuna. Number 3 is Ozzie Albies. 4 is C.J. Abrams. 5 is Austin Riley. 6 is Matt Olson. 7 is Mookie Betts. 8 is Taylor Ward. 9 is Corey Seager. 10 is Adolis Garcia. 11 is Bo Naylor. 12, Brandon Drury. 13, Mickey Moniak. 14, Logan O'Hoppe. So a little bit of LA stack there. 15, Nate Lowe. 16, Adam Duvall. 17, Ryan Jeffers. 18, Keibert Ruiz. 19, Mike Yastrzemski. And number 20, as of now, Tyler Stevenson. Now, these can and will change depending on, these are through 10,000 simulations. Once we do 20,000, it will update, and we will have that on the website under the MLB tab and simulation models. Do not forget, we've got NASCAR today. We're very excited. I'm thinking of bringing back MMA, like I said, so we'll figure that out. But yeah, we'll be back tomorrow with a video as long as the weather holds up and I don't lose power or YouTube doesn't go down. I know YouTube went down on Thursday. I filmed the video. I was getting ready to upload it, and it just spun for like 5 hours. YouTube was down. So stacks after 20,000 simulations. Atlanta against Paxton. Love me that. The Dodgers against Max Fried would be number 2. A sneaky one. The Angels against Carlos Carrasco. Taylor Ward, Brandon Drury, Mickey Moniak, Logan O'Hoppe is one. Texas against Daniel Lynch, the 4th, is another stack that I do not mind. So if you found this video helpful, useful, if you're still watching it, awesome. That's fantastic. Thank you so much. Hopefully you had a great Saturday. Hopefully your Sunday's even better. Hopefully you guys win a ton of money. If you do, let us know in the Discord. We love to see it. Good luck today, and as always, bring home that bacon. Peace.